Please welcome the very funny Steph Tisdell. Welcome, Steph. I did notice when you walked in on set that you were wearing shoes, but I was very glad to see you still showing your ankles, girl.
I did it for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know I'm a creep like that.
How you doing?
Good.
Well. We're so excited to talk to you. You're putting on your show at Just for Laughs in Sydney, First Nations Funnies.
Yes.
And I hear you've got a couple of mates and mentors on the lineup. Why was that important for you to include?
So, basically, I see this show like a bit of a love letter to those men that have guided me before. So we've got Kevin Krapinuri and Andy Saunders and Shawnee Chulbro, who's not on this lineup this time, but they are my absolute heroes and idols, and they gave me a lot of opportunities when I first started out. And I always said to them, how could I ever possibly repay you for this? And they said, always keep the door open for anybody who's coming in afterwards. Let's make a space for blackfellas in comedy. And so that's always been my focus now.
When you talk about making a space for Indigenous people or First Nations people in comedy, like, I guess maybe growing up, I don't know, from my perspective, there was not a lot of people who look like me on TV. Was that kind of your experience? And does it feel good to be able to, like, kind of, you know, fix that or help that or fight that?
Yes, except that I forget that I hate being on the TV. Do you know what I mean? I always forget, like, it's a very strange, like, there I am. That I'm visible. Like, I go, oh, yeah, cool, just talking with people. And then I go, oh, I was on the TV. You know, like, it's weird. No, but I didn't see a lot of blackfellas on TV. It was obviously Deb Mailman and Ernie Dingo, and that was kind of it. You know what I mean? But I think it's important just to create a space where we can see. If you can see it, you can be it, right? And my whole thing, I don't know if you guys know much about this show, First Nations Funnies, but it's a co-production with Just for Laughs and my company, First Nations Talent Agency, which we've just opened up, that launches on the same day as the show. But the whole thing is I actually want to show that there is a breadth and this diversity of Aboriginal people, instead of leaning so heavily on these sort of tokenised ideas or the idea that one individual can be representative of a huge, varied, diverse group of people. So
I've done the project with you a bunch of times. I'm not sure whether to take this hatred of TV personally.
Sorry, it was the wrong word to you. I don't hate TV. I just forget that it's TV.
Yeah. But that's what makes you good. That's what makes you good.
Let's see which camera we're looking at.
Can we give her another angle? There we go. You're quite a duo, you two. Thank you. I watched you at the Melbourne Gala. You did an incredible job with that. One of the things you talked about was labels that other people find uncomfortable using, but you actually like.
Yes. Well, OK, so I don't like the term POC or people of colour. I mean, look, I will accept it. It's fine. It just is so broad. Do you know what I mean? Like, we are both people of colour, but that is all that we have in common.
Like showing off my ankles?
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's such a broad term, and I just love when people call us blackfellas. Like, that's just how I feel. That's my own personal opinion. It's like, I'm a blackfella. I'm an Indigenous person of Australia. I'm a blackfella. That's what we call, you know, Queensland blackfellas. We call them Murrays. In Victoria and New South Wales, it's Koori. You know, then we got Nungas, we got Noongars. Like, that's what I like because that feels really specific. And I think that people of colour is very broad. So I think labels are fun, but can box you up.
Do you understand why people feel uncomfortable with it, though? Particularly, I think, if you're not a person of colour, there's this sense of, like, I don't want to say something that isn't, I'm not allowed to say. You know?
Yeah, I get it, but that's your problem, not mine. It sounded meaner than I meant.
No. It's totally reasonable.
Real good. Steph, something people might not know about you is that you do a little bit of singing. Recently on Instagram, you posted this, which I think was pretty good.
Doggy no. Is nothing if you don't have a bone. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
It's sort of a mournful "Who Let the Dogs Out." Maybe the saddest version ever. Are you okay? What's going on?
I was having a bad mental health day, and my husband plays the ukulele, and he was like, imagine the saddest version of the happiest song. And he played the ukulele, and I was like, imagine if Who Let the Dogs Out was like a ballad, and that was...
I'm going to say I prefer it.
It's different. It really is different.
For all the info on how you can catch Steph's brilliant show, First Nations Funnies, at Just for Laughs Sydney, please head to our website. Steph, it's lovely to see you. Would you please put your hands together?